My family lived in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, and we lived by a farm that applied food waste on their fields. And that particular farmer was applying somewhere on the order of 160 to 180 million gallons of these products, according to the DEP. And obviously there's a smell to it, and that's probably the first thing and the most memorable thing to most people that experience it. That was definitely a factor. But what was weird is that I had two kids, aged 4 and 6 at the time, and they both developed these unknown respiratory ailments. And we would take them to the doctor, and the doctors checked them over, and they said, well, it's not asthma, they don't have a cold, we don't understand this. And so my 4 and 6-year-old both ended up having rescue inhalers and having to go into the office and receive breathing treatments. And it didn't completely dawn on us at the time, but it was almost always after they were outside while this material was being applied, and that smell and odors were present. And once we moved, all of those respiratory issues completely went away, and it was at that point it was completely clear that there was something in those products that was causing that issue. And knowing that food waste is made from foods, you could have food allergies inside of that, so it could have been a food allergy, but we have nothing to back that up. We just know that we left and our kids got better, and they're now 8 and 10 and haven't had an inhaler or breathing treatment since. I think there's an assumption that food waste is inherently safe because it comes from food, but you have to understand that food waste could come from contaminated food stocks, that maybe in the portions of the whatever we're processing, it's not as high as what it would be in the waste products. And then the processors themselves sometimes have to add surfactants, wash waters, other things that are non-stick that could further add to that. The big problem with food waste is that because it's assumed to be safe, we're not regulating it and looking for some of these other things that are probably present in them. The last thing anybody wants to do is cause harm to a farmer or make it harder for them to do their job. Fertilizer prices are crazy, gasoline and diesel prices are crazy. It's a tough job. But if a farmer does the research and makes sure that the products that they're applying to their fields are safe, and Pennsylvania updates its regulatory structure to make sure that we're protecting those farmers, I think that's in everybody's best interest.